Hello everyone, it's Sparks Comics here, and let's talk about this week's indie comics that are on Final Order Cutoff. As always, a reminder, Final Order Cutoff is the last day that your shop can go and order these comics. And for the previous catalog, for the indie books, except for IDW, that's going to be on Mondays. If they order their Penguin books, like Marvel and IDW, through Diamond, then that's going to be on Sunday. If they order from Lunar, that's going to be on Sunday. But the majority of the indie comics typically will fall with the Monday cutoff, but your shop may want that information by Sunday to put their orders in. So talk to them and see when they need this information by. This week, there's not a whole lot on Final Order Cutoff to talk about, but I got 3 new series to talk about and 5 returning things I think you guys should be checking out. So let's get into this. First up, from Image Comics, a new series called Hitomi from HS Tak and Isabella Mazzanti. We have in feudal era Japan, a drifter with no prospects begins training in secret under Yasuke, a once famous, displaced, disgraced warrior, as she struggles to find her place in a society entrenched in discrimination and violence. Combining the historical sweep and elegance of Kurosawa with the visceral action of Tarantino, this saga follows the trials and tribulations of a young female warrior who travels the countryside unendingly as she works to gain the ranks of Samurai A title no man, monster, or myth can give her, but one that she will have to take herself. There are our previous pages on here on the Diamond website, so check those out. It looks like this could be a pretty interesting story. And that is the first one up on the Indie Comic Cutoff this week. So moving down, we go all the way down to the Comics and Graphics novel section before we come across another number 1 that we should be talking about. And this is the very first book coming from Whatnot Publishing, and that is the Alpha Beta's number 1, written by Kyle Starks, with art by Trevor Richardson, Kenny Aitken, and Michael Calero, who also is the artist on the cover A here. There is already a YouTube essentially preview of the show. It's the first episode of a show for Alpha Beta's out there, and Origins Part 1. It's Rick and Morty meets Tron as top gamers Eddie, Buck, Mason, and Tommy find themselves caught in the middle of a high-stakes battle between the U.S. government and a digital terrorist inside the virtual realm of video games. Now, they must have save the pixelated world of Nimbus to prevent catastrophic consequences in the real world. Based on the new animated series with over 7 million views, Alpha Beta is a collaboration between popular YouTubers Evan Vanos Gaming Fong, Marcel, basically I do work Cunningham, Tyler, I am Wildcat Wine, and Brian Terrorizer Hanby, with more than 60 million subscribers across their channels and the voice talents of Hollywood heavy hitters like Paget Brewster from Community, Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Chris Parnell from Rick and Morty. This looks really awesome. Looks like it definitely has that Rick and Morty vibe to it. I feel that looking in and reading the first couple pages of this. So if you're looking at it from a collector perspective, it's the first book from this publisher. But if you're looking for cool story perspective, there you go. Alpha Beta seems like it's going to be a pretty cool book to read, and it is up there. There are some other things to look out from, I guess, if you're looking at the collecting perspective. Jim Mahfood is doing a series of launch variants for the new books coming from Whatnot, and they just threw on this 1 in 10 FOC cutoff black and white version of that art. So those are some things maybe to look out for. There's a lot of cool variants for this one that I highly recommend everyone check out. You're gonna find something for everyone out there with the types of covers that they got coming up. Next up, we've got from Scout Comics, Road Trip to Hell from Nicole DeAndrea. Very first comic that they're writing. But Nicole has been an editor on a lot of books. I've seen the name across lots of different titles, especially for Scout Comics. We've got art by Joaquin Pereira and Monica Macagni. And here is what it's about. Francis Rhodes has had a life full of hardship, but things get even worse when he learns that his father is Satan himself. Now aware of his heritage, Francis quickly discovers his father has died and named him the new king of hell. The catch: all the damned have escaped from hell. If one of them can kill Francis before he can reach the netherworld himself, that soul will become the new leader of hell. With the demonic legions in pursuit, Francis will need to rely on his own special power to survive, along with an angelic ally sent by God themselves. Looks like another great story that's coming from Scout Comics here, and that makes my third number one that I wanted to talk about today. But before we get into everything else that's on the list, I just want to talk about a couple things. First of all, I just want to say thank you everyone who has been subscribing, everyone who has purchased some of our exclusive variant covers that we've done in the past. I just set up a Ko-fi page that if you haven't bought the awesome variant covers that I'm going to be displaying here, or here maybe, they will be available on there. So that is our cover for Nobody's Child #1 by Anna Shadowcat, and our cover for Stake Presents Jessamy #1 by Damian Connolly. So go check those out. Get a copy if you haven't gotten one already. Very much appreciate that support from you guys. And also on there, if you want to throw in just support for the channel, feel free to add in donations, etc. That money is going to go to making the channel better, buying more indie comics from Kickstarters, etc. So please support as you're able to. I will link that down below. That is Ko-fi, however you spell that, Ko-fi. I think it's ko-fi.com/You-Promised-Me-Comics. But that'll be linked down below, along with our other links down there, including merch, including links to social medias, etc. So go check that out. Now, coming back into the rest of the books that are on our final order cutoff that are indie comics this week, we've got, if you haven't picked up 8 Billion Genies #1 yet, we got a 4th printing coming for you guys, so you can pick it up and check out the series. It's planned for 8 issues. I love what they're doing with this. Charles Soule and Ryan Brown are a great team of creators working together here, and each issue so far has been phenomenal. There is a 4th printing. I may pick this one up. I haven't been picking up the other printings, but this looks really cool. I kind of like this one, so might be picking that one up. But yeah, 8 billion genies coming to 8 billion humans on Earth, and chaos just breaking loose all across the board. So please check this story out because it's phenomenal. Moving down, we're going to go to AWA Upshot. We've got Erratic Recharge #2. I was so happy to read the return of Erratic last week, and Kari Andrews came back with another awesome arc so far. Recharge Complete, the teenage hero with superpowers that only work for 10 minutes a day, is back to save the world again, and as he navigates even more pressing perils, young love, bullies, a broken family, and the gauntlet that is high school, this time young Oliver Leaf is teamed with a barbarian princess who claims to be from another dimension. Spinning from the pages of the Resistance, Erratic combines electric action, teen drama, and pure comics fun. And that's the thing I've loved about this series, is it is just fun, and more fun. Speaking of series that I'm enjoying and think are fun, End After End #3 is over on Final Order Cutoff this week for Vault Comics, from Tim Daniel, David Andre, or DB Andre, and Sunando C. Fabled relic of unimaginable power falls into Walt's grasp, a sign that his journey to becoming a hero has begun. Or perhaps he will discover that the tighter he holds on to his dream, the more it slips from his fingers. Fate, destiny, providence. These things cannot be shaped by hand or force of will. Or so we're told. I loved issue 1 of this. I love this whole concept. Issue 2 also I've read. I don't think issue 2's out yet, but that was part of a preview I got of End After End. And fantastic. Just fantastic series that are coming from these incredible creators. So End After End number 3 on Final Order Cutoff from Vault Comics. Coming back to a Scout book here, we've got Forever Forward number 2 from Zach Kaplan and art by Arjuna Susini with a cover by Skylar Partridge. First issue of this was fantastic. I love this concept. 2021, 100 years into the future, after surviving an invasion of America and catastrophic superstorms, flawed scientist Lewis Moody and his friends find their time machine damaged, stranding them in a post-apocalyptic landscape. In order to find a brighter future that can return them to their time, they must maintain their cohesion, navigate an anarchist outpost, and avoid a mysterious human faction worshipping AI robots. Will the future ever get better? I mean, the only way back is forward. So they're gonna keep pushing their way into the future till I guess until they make it around to the past. I don't know. We'll see. I really enjoy this concept, so definitely looking forward to seeing how this story gets to its conclusion, like the journey that these characters are gonna go through. But speaking of Scout Comics, we've got She Bites number 3 from Hedwig Hale and Alberto Hernandez. Our Brenda Zelinsky is in trouble. After agreeing to babysit Elsie, a 134-year-old vampire in the body of a 9-year-old girl, a fun night at the mall turns into a nightmare when disposing of a body gets added to her list of babysitter duties. But even dumping a body is never what you'd expect when you're doing it with Elsie. A wild ride ensues, complete with car theft, abandoned steel mills, and drinking 40s down by the river as this chapter comes to a close. Issue 2 is not out yet for She Bites, but issue 1 was just fantastic. I think this is a really cool series. It looks like that's probably going to be it for the series. It's just 3 issues, at least for volume 1, because it says the end of this chapter. So we shall see what comes next with She Bites, but fantastic so far. And last but not least, from Sumerian Comics, I don't know if you guys caught it, but this last new comic book day was the first Sumerian comic books. Ashley Warwick, Space Lady number 3 was one of those books, and Space Lady number 4 this week on Final Order Cutoff, the last Space Lady that's solicited so far, Halloween special. Space Lady continues the journey of using her incredible armor technology, qualified immunity, and paycheck to get super, super high. Now she's got her hands full with all the evils of Halloween. Even space has a spooky season. So I don't know if this is just planned for 4 issues, but that is what I believe I had seen. This is the last solicited one. I really hope for more. Just like when Cinnamon ended, I really hope for more from Cinnamon one day. But Space Lady, definitely really enjoying this one, and I love it when there's some of these like really far out there type of comics that are just having fun and just writing cool stories. So Space Lady is one of those. I absolutely love it, and it's the last one on the list for Final Order Cutoff this week, so thank you for watching. Again, if you're able to go to the Ko-fi link, donate something to the channel, really appreciate that. But also, if you're able to pick up any of the variant comic covers that we have available, we are trying to work on another one. May see that in the near future, but for now, we've got those 2 out, so you can order those from the Ko-fi website, and that'll be linked down below. As always, collect what you love. We'll see you next time.